Ask your doctor, then ask for Sierra. Sierra Medical Center, a step ahead. This is KDBC, El Paso, Las Cruces. You're watching News 4.
Good evening. Thanks for watching News 4 at 10. I'm Marcy Valenzuela.
And I'm Chip Taberski. Police are still looking for the gun-toting gang members who shot a Lower Valley teenager this afternoon.
The boy remains in stable condition this evening. He was shot in the back after a gun battle broke out between members of two opposing gangs. Officials say the shootout started after one youth threatened another with his gun. Area business owners say they're shocked by the violence.
Well, it's a scary thing. If you think about it, it's scary. It worries me because, I got my business there, and, you never know what could happen.
Police say they have several promising leads from witnesses.
Meanwhile, a 13-year-old El Paso boy is recovering from a gunshot wound tonight after he and two friends were attacked this afternoon by a group of teenagers. Police say 5 teenagers chased Jose Ramirez and his friends into a downtown alley. Then, at least 3 shots were fired. Police had all 5 teenagers in custody within a couple of hours, and the ages of the suspects range from 13 to 16. Meanwhile, Ramirez is in stable condition.
Sheriff's investigators believe they've solved a murder that happened 2 years ago. Manuel Barragan was arrested this morning at his El Paso home. He's being charged with the shooting death of Carlos Chavez in March of 1991. Chavez had been shot twice in the back of the head. Investigators say Chavez may have been involved in an affair with Barragan's wife. El Paso County detention officers have suffered a setback in their battle for higher wages. More than 200 officers staged a protest outside the county courthouse this morning. The beginning salary for a detention officer in El Paso County is about $14,000, well below the state average. The latest proposal by the group was rejected by county commissioners today by a vote of 3-2. There's a sick juror in the Rodney King civil rights trial.
Federal Judge John Davies called the lawyers into the courtroom to tell them one juror was ill. Both sides agreed to let the juror see a family doctor, but the judge said the juror wasn't being excused from the trial. That ended deliberations for the day. The 5th day, the jury has deliberated the fate of 4 Los Angeles police officers accused of violating King's civil rights. There was a violent confrontation in South Africa today between black protesters and police, in which 4 people were killed. Hundreds of people were also injured during riots in several cities across the country. However, black and white South African leaders say they want anti-apartheid talks to go on, despite the anger over the killing of black leader Chris Hani. Leaders say South Africa could be much worse off without the political talks, and the Secretary General warns if negotiations don't speed up, worse things could happen.
Cult leader David Koresh says he'll surrender after writing a religious manuscript. But federal officials say Koresh has broken past promises on ending the siege. The leader's lawyer, Dick DeGuerin, spoke with Koresh for an hour this morning. He said he was writing a book about the 7 seals from the Bible's book of Revelation. Those are signs that precede the end of the world. DeGuerin says he doesn't know how quickly the manuscript will be finished, but says the cult leader will surrender as soon as it's done. Meanwhile, the FBI is questioning this latest statement.
Prison officials in Ohio have sent food and water to prisoners who have been holding those 8 guards hostage since Sunday. A spokesman says it's hoped the prisoners will respond to what she calls a good faith gesture by allowing 2 of the hostages to take medicine that was sent in with the food. Earlier today, the inmates hung a banner which threatened to kill a hostage within hours, but the deadline passed and nothing happened. Meanwhile, 500 National Guard troops have been sent to the prison to help in the standoff. Federal safety officials are investigating why the landing gear of the DC-10 collapsed just after the plane landed in Dallas. At least 30 people were injured when they slid down the inflatable escape chutes into thick mud during a heavy rainstorm. One passenger says the plane landed, the pilot hit the brakes hard, and the aircraft skidded into the mud. Meanwhile, air traffic controllers say they saw flames on the left side of the jet after it landed.
An East El Paso woman who tried to put out a house fire with a garden hose had to be taken to the hospital to be treated for burns. Another man suffered smoke inhalation when flames ripped through the home on Ivanhoe about 1 this afternoon. Firefighters arrived to find the back of the house engulfed in flames. Investigators still haven't determined what caused the fire. The woman burned both her arms. Time is running out to file your income taxes.
You have until tomorrow at midnight to get those tax forms postmarked and in the mail to the Internal Revenue Service.
For those individuals that can't file their return by April 15th, there is an extension form. It's the 4868 form that they can file, which will give them 4 additional months to file their return.
Whether you file an extension or request to pay your return in installments, the deadline is still tomorrow at midnight. By the way, the main post office on Paisano will be the only location in El Paso that'll be open until midnight.
If you're one of those people scrambling at the last minute to get your income taxes done, we'd like to know through one of our borderline polls. Our question tonight is, have you filed your federal income taxes? To take part in the poll, call 757-7600, then enter 7655 or poll. Listen to the question, then punch 1 for yes and 2 for no. We'll have the results later in the newscast.
The Mexican Consul General in El Paso said it's not true he's been transferred because of an ongoing feud with the Border Patrol. Roberto Gamboa Mascarenas says his transfer has been in the works since January and that it's just a coincidence the transfer comes only a week after Border Patrol Chief Dale Musa-Gates announced his retirement. Gamboa has been a frequent and vocal critic of the Border Patrol, and under his direction, the consulate set up a hotline to report alleged abuses and filed complaints against the agency on behalf of Mexican nationals. The new Consul General is expected to take over within the next 3 months. News 4 continues in a couple of minutes when 2 local restaurants are asked to clean up their acts. We'll tell you why.
And we'll show you the latest in back surgery. Patients don't have to be scarred for life.
At Rudolph, you can buy a 92 Geo Metro with air, automatic, stereo, and more for only $149 down and $149 a month. And remember, it's only at Rudolph.
If you've got a drinking problem, your whole family has a drinking problem.
I can't take your drinking and drugs anymore. Don't you realize it's tearing this family apart?
If he won't get help, then you've got to do it for him. The worst thing you can do is to do nothing at all.
Daddy, are you drinking because you don't love me? I try to be good.
Sun Towers Behavioral Health Center can help. We offer programs for the recovery of the individual and the whole family.
I love you, Daddy.
Looking for an engagement ring? You could go to a retail jeweler.
Is 2 months' salary too much to ask?
Or come to Silverman's Factory Jewelers and get more for your money. We've cut out the middleman with everyday low factory direct prices on a huge selection of engagement and bridal sets.
Selection? But you only need one.
Why pay retail? Check us out. But please, don't tell a retail jeweler. They're upset enough at us already. Silverman's Factory Jewelers. Why pay retail when you can buy direct from the factory?
Southwestern Home Products has been serving El Paso homeowners for over 45 years. The professionals at Southwestern Home Products specialize in custom shower doors and enclosures, as well as sliding shower doors. Southwestern Home Products also offers a complete line of mirror products, including vanity mirrors, beautiful wall mirrors, as well as mirrored closet doors and closet shelving. In-home estimates are free, so call Southwestern Home Products today at 532-7481.
Clean used cars, see how they run, Hurry, hurry, hurry. Casa Ford has 92 Tempo program cars with automatic transmission and air for just $79.95. And fully equipped 92 Taurus program cars are just $11,495. It's a super buy on the best-selling car in the world at Casa Ford Used Cars, Montana at Bassett Center. See how they run,
The health department is investigating a West Side restaurant after 20 people came down with food poisoning.
They all say they had eaten at Chopsticks in Sunland Park Mall since last Thursday.
And we feel that this is on the downside of this. We don't feel an imminent danger at this particular time, but that could change, and it could change within 24 hours. And if it does, we will re-advise the public.
The health department says even though Chopsticks is under investigation, as of yet, there's no proof directly linking the food poisonings to the restaurant. The agency is awaiting lab tests. Health officials, however, say the Chinese eatery has been cited for violating the health code in the past. More specific, the restaurant's owner says he hopes the investigation will clear his name. This is the second food poisoning in the last 3 months. Back in February, the health department says at least 5 cases of salmonella were linked to the Taco Cabana on the east side. President Clinton's task force on health care is considering a national sales tax, even though Clinton ruled that out 2 months ago. A White House spokesman says he doesn't believe the task force has presented the idea to the president yet. And just because Clinton listens to the idea doesn't mean he's for it. In February, at a town hall meeting in Ohio, the president said a national sales tax would mean a radical change in the tax system. Well, a growing number of El Pasoans are undergoing a type of back surgery that doesn't involve stitches, scarring, or severe pain.
It's called automated percutaneous lumbar discectomy. And in tonight's Medical Minutes report, News 4's Jennifer Dolt shows us this relatively new procedure has patients convinced the benefits last a lifetime.
Linda Meeks injured her back about 5 years ago. Now, like 80% of the patients who've undergone what's called a percutaneous lumbar discectomy, she feels no pain.
Well, within a couple hours after surgery, I could tell there was a difference. I thought, hey, this feels pretty good. I can move. And I was laying down. They had me confined to the bed for the first couple hours. And after I got up, could move around, I thought it was great. All right. Next day I went home, and the pain's been gone since.
It's a non-invasive technique, and put in basically a needle that is a probe, and through no surgery, no cutting of the patient, you can basically suck the disc out, relieving the symptoms of the patient.
The symptoms of severe lower back and leg pain have a variety of causes, including lifting heavy objects and degenerative discs, or deterioration of the cushion-like cartilage between the vertebrae.
The problem is that patient develop a herniated disc or a bulging disc, and this disc goes posteriorly, compressing the nerve.
To reduce the pressure, a small probe is inserted through a 2-millimeter incision in the back, straight to the disc, where very small pieces of the disc center are suctioned into the tip of the probe away from the nerves. This procedure is recommended for back patients whose pain has not gone away, with more conservative treatments of rest or physical therapy. However, it is not recommended for those who've had other back operations or have arthritis of the spinal joints. For any type of back pain, experts advise consulting your family doctor to decide what form of treatment is best. Jennifer Dolt, News 4, El Paso.
Some well-known national acts will headline this year's Cinco de Mayo celebration at Savard Park. Organizers of the 9th annual event say it will be bigger and better than ever. Among the performers, Chicano and Little Joey La Familia. They'll be showcased by a brand new 80-foot stage at the park. Other additions include a carnival complete with 80 rides. The celebration will run from May 5th through the 9th.
Well, don't go away. Gene's next with the weather, and it looks like sunny skies are making a comeback.
And so is everyone's favorite superhero. Superman lives just 5 months after being killed in the comics.
But first, here are tonight's winning numbers in the Texas Lotto. 24, 1, 13, 35, 5, and 36. Good luck.
Medical Minutes has been brought to you by the El Paso Healthcare System. These children are from all walks of life. They come from different cultures, social and economic backgrounds, yet each of these children have one thing in common. They are some of the hundreds of children born each year at a facility whose obstetrics department is known for its superior care and innovative technology. That place is Vista Hills Medical Center. And that means there are a lot of kids out there with very smart parents. Vista Hills Medical Center, your one source for East El Paso.
If you like charbroiled chicken, try ours. Now serving cold beer. The Fowl Place, 4141 North Mesa, 1 block south of Executive Center. The Fowl Place.
I went to Builder Square for mailbox. Nice, huh? But you know how it is. The low prices at Builder Square just make you want to build, build, build.
like this Hunter Coastal Breeze ceiling fan, just $57. Or get a ceiling fixture from Catalina Lighting for just $10.97.
Check this out. These look squeaky. Builder's Square, the warehouse with everything for your house for less.
Gentlemen, he is not a happy man. This Mercury Villager is outselling our minivan, and as his top design team, we have to do something about it. He wants a minivan with a sliding rear seat and standard anti-lock brakes. He wants a minivan that is fully equipped, comfortable, and drives like a Mercury.
Why doesn't he just get a Villager?
The new front-wheel drive Mercury Villager. All this and the quality of a Mercury.
Bell room.
Just about everybody has made a comeback, so why not Superman? That's right, the Man of Steel, who was killed off last November, is returning to the comics.
The Adventures of Superman will be on sale tomorrow, and this time he'll be 4 separate superheroes: a steelworker, a teenager, a robot, and a superhero with his own code of honor. But which one of the 4 is the real Superman? Well, you'll have to buy the comic to find out.
And you'll be first in line, right?
I don't want to give it away, but I hear that the Superman with his own code of honor is a weatherman here in El Paso.
Ah, yes, well...
And that explains the S in the back of your jacket, Gene.
Yeah, and you thought it was just for Savard, right? See? Well, anyway, we're looking at possibly some super weather this time tomorrow. At least things look like they're going to be getting better. Shall we say eventually? Okay. Partly cloudy skies. Temperature of 61 degrees as we speak. The humidity 18%. Winds are gusting again out of the northwest at 10, gusting to 20 miles an hour. And we have a rising barometer this hour. The high today was 69 degrees. Our normal high on this date is about 78. And the record high was 92 back in 1963. Some of the conditions around the region right now, things are fairly mild. Santa Fe's a little cool. They've got 39 degrees. 43 degrees over in Lubbock at this hour. It is 52 at Carlsbad, 57 at Alamogordo Holloman Air Force Base, and 53 degrees at the Deming Silver City Truth or Consequences area. And here you can see the clouds continuing to move off to the east, but more clouds coming up out of the Gulf of Mexico. The warm, humid air continuing to push into the cooler, drier air, so the thunderstorms continue. And you would think now that with the sun going down, daytime heating to the east of us would lessen the thunderstorms a bit. That's not the case. Check out the current radar scenario, and you can see the heavier line of thunderstorms to the west of New Orleans, well, near Lake Charles, between Lake Charles and Lafayette, moving north toward Baton Rouge. So things are kind of dicey along I-10 in Louisiana right now. Low-pressure system sitting over the Boot Heel of Missouri, moving off to the east, taking the rain with it. More rain tomorrow for the Great Lakes states and into parts of the Middle Atlantic states as well, and then back into southern Canada and New England, and another system approaching the El Paso area. By the time we get to Friday, we're still going to be looking pretty good. As a matter of fact, Friday may be a little bit warmer than tomorrow. It should be, because temperatures tomorrow probably will only be in the low 70s. Here are the current weather watches. They're all tornado watches in effect to the different times you see, the expiration times there. And our water usage is in the more category, unfortunately. 29% more yesterday we used than a year ago. Partly cloudy until about midnight or so. We'll call that early. Less windy overnight and clear skies overnight with a temperature of around 42. 72 tomorrow for a daytime high. Yeah, it'll be a bit breezy. So I guess Chip's going to have to borrow some of Dave's spritz. We'll call it pleasantly cool. And a 4-day forecast that isn't too terribly bad Friday and Saturday. Cooling off on Sunday, warming up again on Monday. Pleasantly cool, and get that Jimmy Johnson Dave Crumb spritz for that mop.
That mop, huh? Just get the plaster out.
Well, you know, I can call it that because I've got one too. See you tomorrow.
Thanks, Gene. Ticket sales for next week's Paul McCartney concert are lagging far behind expectations.
Barbara Hubbard, the head of special events at New Mexico State, says of the 42,000 tickets available, only 25,000 have been sold so far, and she says that could have a ripple effect on future concerts.
We're going to have to prove to people we've got a market, Keith. We can't sit here and fluctuate back and forth. We've got to stay around the 35,000 potential for promoters to be interested in our part of the country.
Hubbard blames the $34 ticket price for dismal sales. McCartney will appear at Aggie Memorial Stadium next Tuesday in one of only 12 concerts across the country.
Mother Hubbard looks just like Paul McCartney these days.
I was telling you, I think she's had a few hit songs in her day, huh?
Well, next in sports, both UTEP and New Mexico State were working hard to sign recruits on National Letter of Intent Day in college basketball. Dave is next to tell us if either team signed players.
And last night, we had a $10,000 home run. Tonight, we had a $1 million shot. Stick around for this one.
Can the Malvins spot the best prime rib value from this lineup?
Nope. Nope. What are you, nuts? Now that's it.
That's right. At Carol's, they're serving a generous half-pound of tender prime rib with fresh vegetables and baked potato, all for only $7.99. And why not add golden fried shrimp for just $1.99? So tonight, enjoy great prime rib at Carol's.
Maybe you're like Jennifer was. No real skills, an unknown future. Sort of scary, huh?
Not now. I'm getting computer and secretarial skills to earn a good living. International Business College is really helping me. I like the small classes, the caring teachers, and all the helpful people here at IBC.
Why not you? Call International Business College at 757-3461. We'd really like to help you get your future started. That's IBC at 757-3461.
I got mine at Mac Massey.
Right now, at Mac Massey, you can get a 93 Mazda 323 for just $78.64. That's right, just $78.64. Get a brand new 93 Mazda Protege for only $89.95. Or drive away in a new Mazda MX-3 GS with the features you want for a low $13,988.
I got mine. Where we do what we say. At Mac Massey. Add a piece of chicken, add a piece of fish. As long as you can add a piece of any meal you wish, we can do that. Yeah, we can do that.
Buy any Long John's meal and add a piece. Fish for 75 cents, chicken for 65, or shrimp for 35.
Fish, shrimp, and chicken, crispy and delish. Mix them up and match them in any meal you wish. Yeah, we can do that. Long John's Silver. Go fish.
Go for fish, 3 delicious shrimp plus fries, all just $1.99.
The Channel 4 News team selects their clothing from Union Fashion. The new lightweight Burberry Italian wool blazers are here in single and double-breasted styling and your choice of black or navy.
Good evening. National Letter of Intent Day was rather quiet for UTEP and New Mexico State. The minor coaches said there's no official word yet on any signings because they don't have any signed letter of intent in their hands. They're encouraged, though, about JUCO forwards Damian Gosa and George Banks. The letters could get to the minor offices as early as tomorrow. Now, the Aggies are hoping to dole out 5 scholarships during the signing period, and they, too, are waiting for the signed letters to get to their offices before they announce any signings. Former UTEP basketball players took the court at Lydia Patterson Institute Gym tonight to play former LPI players the Don Haskins Challenge. Look at the nice play right there, and then look right here as Eddie Rivera will get the dish, and he'll take it right in from Roy Howard, and Eddie does the old arrogant strut down the sideline, high-stepping toward the end zone. And the last time the Miners played in a gym this size, they got blown out, as you remember, at Georgetown. But these guys are seniors. Jim Bice hits the three-pointer, and the Miners cruise by LPI big time, and, of course, the proverbial good time was had by all tonight. Couldn't resist it. The game between the Chicago Bulls and Miami Heat was exciting, but what happened during one of the timeouts was even more thrilling. Check this out. Chicago Bulls had something called the $1 million shot. Sink a shot from three-quarter court, and you win it. And this kid gets almost nothing but net, and $1 million Later on, the Bulls checked their policy, and it only said $2,000. No, just kidding. This shot really does win $1 million for Don Calhoun of Bloomington, Illinois. He sunk it, and he got the high fives from the Bulls players as well. Michael Jordan gets millions to do this type of thing every night. He scoops it in. He had 34 points tonight. Final from Chicago Stadium, 119-92 Bulls. Nolan Ryan did not get the offensive support his Rangers gave Kenny Rogers last night. Nolan lost his first game of the season to Baltimore this evening. The game is actually still in progress. The highlights, we go to Arlington Stadium. It is late in the ball game. Of course, Nolan getting the old limb all warmed up tonight. It would not be warm enough as the ball goes into the hole in left field, and the wet sod will stop it out there. The run score is 2-0 Orioles at this point. The O's led 3-0, top of the fourth. And Mike Devereaux singles to right field to score Kevin Reynolds. And right now, the score from across the state, it's in the sixth inning. Nolan was yanked out. He let up 6 runs, 6-4 in favor of Baltimore. The Diablos will not go unbeaten this season. El Paso's first loss comes at the hands of the Midland Angels tonight, 7-3. The Diablos are off to a 5-1 start with 4 more games to go in Midland before they return home. And the 3-day track tournament to crown the champion of the District 2-5A school starts tomorrow at the Socorro's Activities Complex. Hanks is the favorite, but Parkland could give the Lady Knights a big challenge. And we sent Derek Blanton to both schools to give you a little scouting report.
Yes, this is by far the best team we've ever had.
This year is the best team I've ever had. And I'm not saying just talent, I'm saying the girls.
Looks like a showdown in 2-5A. Hanks and Parkland, 2 teams that are very talented and very close-knit.
Yeah, we all are real close. We joke around, play around a lot during practice. Sometimes too much. Coach gets mad, but we always have a lot of fun.
And why wouldn't it be fun? The Lady Knights are stacked with talent. Leading the charge, LSU-bound sprinter Karen Boone.
She's multi-talented. She's in 5 events, and she's ranked in the state in all 5. She's the best in the city in all 5, and no one's been able to beat her.
How do you see that matchup in the 100?
Karen first, definitely. There's no one in town that can come close to her in our district. No one.
I hope to defend my title. Karen is a good and excellent athlete, and I hope to win.
Who's Karen? Have you raced against Karen?
Have I? Yes, I have.
And
in the 100 meters.
Is she beatable?
Is she beatable? Yeah. I think I could beat her. Yes, can you beat her? If I tried.
Can she beat her?
Yeah, Bridget puts her mind to it. She can. Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Is Hanks unbeatable? Well, not necessarily. Here at Parkland High, the Lady Matadors feel they have a legitimate shot to knock off Hanks, especially if things fall into place. What would it take for your team to knock off this powerful Hanks team?
A couple of the hurdlers will have to go down. No,
any plans to knock any of them down or poison their lunch or something?
No, we're going to show up, and we feel very good about this.
Hey, this thing could get interesting. Derek Blanton, Sports 4, El Paso. Poison their lunch. What kind of question is that, Derek? Next 3 days, they will take it on at the Socorro Activities Complex. Should be exciting, huh?
Let's see what happens.
All right.
Thanks, Dave.
Well, some very special athletes are trained, toned, and ready for competition.
More than 800 local kids have spent the week getting ready to go for the gold at the Special Olympics. Opening ceremonies will be Friday evening at Isleta High School, and everyone is welcome to support and cheer for the Special Olympians. And there's still more to come on News 4. Just when you thought you'd seen it all, electronic pens are making potty training a snap, or in this case, a beat.
But first, here's a kid who's making some noise at Loretto Academy. Denise Baca is tonight's academic achiever.
Toyota owners have some of the best reasons to buy a Toyota.
There were less expensive trucks, but I'm looking at the long term.
Your Toyota dealer has the best reason to buy right now. Terrific factory-to-dealer incentives on the #1 selling import trucks in the country. 4x2s, 4x4s, even the new big and bold T100. Legendary reliability and huge savings make Toyota trucks a great value.
There wasn't much of a choice but to get a Toyota.
Ask any Toyota owner. Then see your local Toyota dealer for great reasons to buy today.
Because Frank can't understand why anybody would be scared to ride Western Sleighland's oh-so-tame roller coaster, El Bandito, he has decided that a nonchalant demonstration ride is in order, as well as these calming words of...